We're going to pick up where we left off last week. We have the artist put a little expression on this cave drawing that he put in the back of the cave, and the rest of the cave people came back and they liked it and they looked at it and they enjoyed it, and they sat around and talked amongst themselves about how he had put them and made them smile and so on. Okay, that had nothing to do with money. The artist that did that doesn't make any money. He still, when it's time to defend, he still has to spend his 12 hours out defending like everybody else. Because this is not making him any money, and he's not after money. He just got that idea. He still spends his time, his 4 hours, sitting and observing or doing drawings. So now you see the separation. All right, so let's move this forward a bit. Let's say there's a tribe from across the river over here. They bring over some meat one day. They're a rowdy bunch, and they bring over some meat and they want to trade it for some fruit because they saw that's what this other tribe is doing, and they try to do that, but they have this rotten meat. It's terrible meat. So these people say, no, we don't want your meat. That's rotten meat. We're not going to give you any fruit for that. So this bad meat people from across the river, they don't take that. They leave, and then they come back later with some sticks and they start hitting these people and trying to steal the fruit. So then that's part of the defend situation. So the whole tribe goes out and they start to defend their fruit, and they're hitting with sticks and throwing rocks at each other. All this stuff going on over here. It's a big battle, and they finally run off the bad meat people. But the artist, he didn't take part in that. He stayed in the back of the cave and observed everything, see? So, what does he do? After everybody goes back to business, back making their pots and stuff, this guy over here now, with the pots, he's starting to put expressions on because he saw how much these people liked the expressions. He's putting some expressions on there too, on his little pots. And his are selling better than the other guy that just had the stick figure with no expressions. See how everything lifts up? Okay, so the artist goes back in the back of his cave, and he starts to draw with the stone now. He's making it more permanent. He's carving right into the stone, and he puts people with sticks and people here with rocks, throwing rocks at each other, and he does that whole battle there that he just saw. How they're defending themselves. Well, what does that do when he's finished? The whole tribe's back in there, and they're all just very pleased at that. Look at that. That's exactly what happened, and he's showing it there with how he did it, and they're really pleased with that because they see they pointed different. Yeah, that was so and so. He was the one that was throwing those 2 rocks at a time and stuff. You get my point? The whole back of the cave then was full of these drawings of this battle that went on. Again, the artist, he's not making any money. This is not about money. This is about expressing that. His creative ideas, creative force is powerful in him, and he's starting to see all these creative things, and he's putting expressions on things. Well, okay, the crafts people over here, they see all these people coming over, particularly the meat people from, not the bad meat people, but the other meat people, they come over. They want to see that too. They heard about the battle, but now they sit to see it here. So there's starting to be a whole bunch of people coming in here. Well, the crafts people, they say, well, they see an opportunity here to make some money. So they start putting little figures of battles on their pots, selling the pots these guys come over. Some guy here even got an ingenious idea. They've been getting some buffalo hides and stuff, trading them, and he takes one, puts it on a couple of 4 sticks, and he copies this thing, draws something like it, a battle here, and he's selling that. So pretty soon there's a big trade in this. But again, the artist, back here, sitting in his cave, he still spends his 4 hours observing. He's not in the money part. Everything on the money part is over here on the craft side. Even the fact that he put that copied a drawing from here onto a buffalo skin and he sold it. That was craft, because it had a purpose. The guy wanted to take that thing and he wanted to put it on his, cover up his little hole in his cave there, and he wanted to cover it over with something and like a door, and that's what he's using for it. Do you see? Do you see how these things get all confused? Pretty soon we have these bunch of people come here, and here's where the museums come in. We have all these people come in, and some guy says, hey, you know, we could start charging these people that are coming over here from the meat section, make them pay a little bit if they want to see what our artist has done here. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's solid. Look, we'll make some money here. So pretty soon they're charging the people to come in here to see this. And then they set up a little store over here, and they start putting some bowls in here, and they start selling the bowls, and pretty soon there's got all this commerce here. So what happens to this line between money and art? It's gotten erased, hasn't it? It's got blended in. Now there's art flowing back and forth, and people making it stuff just to make money on it. Well, we still have this true artist here that's been sitting in his 4 hours, which are now up to 8 hours, observing the whole thing. He's not making money, he's just observing. So what we have to do now is, if this is the situation, he has to draw a line way over here now. Okay, then he goes back into this area and starts sitting back here and watching the whole thing here. The people coming into the cave, the people selling in the cave, the whole situation of money has just gotten this whole thing all messed up. So he has to withdraw from that and go back to the back, further back into the cave, and observe that and start his drawings again, because it's not about money. Do you see? And that's my whole point here. That today what has happened is that craft and art have gotten so mixed up into the money thing that true art is got all screwed up here and messed up, and nobody knows what true art is anymore. So true artists have to withdraw from that. Let that whole thing go ahead, but draw the line over here now and get on the other side. Get to the back of the cave. We have to get to the back of the cave again and start working on true art that has nothing to do with all this junk. And that includes poetry and sculpture, the whole thing. You know, I mean, it doesn't have to just be painting. I'm a painter, but it doesn't. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about art in general. The artist has to, true artist, no matter what he does, he has to pull back again into this space and get out of this money thing. And if he has to, even in today, in our time, because we still need money to live, we still consider that defense, eat, sleep, and defend. Maybe it's only a few hours that he has to spend out making some money so he can defend himself, and defend himself from dying and getting killed, you know what I'm saying? If he has to do that, he should do that. He can spend those 4 hours out and doing something else, but the minute he's finished making enough money so he can survive, not so he can have fancy cars and go to fancy trips and stuff, just so he can survive, then he earns enough for that, and he comes back and sits in his cave again and observes and starts to produce works of art on this side that have nothing to do with the money. You see? Okay. Send me an email. Go to my website. See you next week.